Good morning, ITA. It is 4:25 in the morning here in Peru. I just got up. I just checked in with my teaching coordinator at Wales, grabbed some coffee, most important part of the day, and I am going to get ready so I can get my day started teaching online. And I'm going to take you with me throughout the day. I'm going to drop a question box here. So throughout the day, if anything comes up and you have any questions about life in Peru or teaching online with Wales English is who I teach with, drop me a question and we'll get to it. Okay, now that I've gotten some coffee in me, I've joined the land of the living, we can do a proper introduction. My name is Emily Hollister. I am originally from Wisconsin in the United States, and as of June 1st, I will have been in South America for the past year. I currently am teaching online English with Wales English. I have a little bit of a different type of setup with Wales than what most teachers have, and I'll explain a little bit about that to you throughout the day. But I live in Arequipa, Peru, and like I said, I've been here for about a year. Over the past year, split quite a bit of my time between Arequipa and then Cuenca, Ecuador, where my mom lives. And teaching online allows me that flexibility, but Arequipa is definitely my home. So it's about 8:15. I finished with Wales for the day. I've changed my clothes. I am diving into some breakfast tacos before I have a private student at 8:30. A lot of you have messaged me asking me about pay with Wales. Like I said, my contract is a bit different, and I will explain a little bit about that this afternoon when I have some free time. But for now, go ahead and enjoy an apartment tour. When you come up the stairs to our building, we're the only apartment on this floor, and we have two doors, but we only use this one. So when you walk inside, this is what you see. So walking in the door, we have the living room. Straight ahead, we have a half bath, the guest bathroom. Probably get used a lot more once this quarantine and self-isolation is over and we can have people over. And then we have the kitchen and washroom. Now, this is the largest kitchen I've ever personally had in Peru. We want to get some bar stools here so we can have a little entertaining area, a little area to eat breakfast real quick. Also, this refrigerator is definitely the largest refrigerator I've seen since I've been here. But we love it. We love the space. I love to cook, so having a nice big kitchen is important. Okay, so taking you through the living room now. The apartment came fully furnished, so all of the furniture that you see in here for the most part belongs to our landlords. These couches are incredibly comfortable. They're great. We work from them a lot, relax on them. But the one thing that sold us on this apartment, besides the space, is this view. Our last apartment was really dark and it was just depressing, especially during rainy season. So this natural light has basically changed our lives. And check out this view. You seriously cannot go wrong. And these sunsets are absolutely epic. So from here, we go into our dining room. We have this really great big table. We're able to work from it. Multiple people can work from it. We can brainstorm together. I end up teaching from it a lot just to have space to be able to spread out and do multiple things. And I love working with this huge view. I'll take you down this hallway. And this is kind of where everything gets a little less magical. This is the entryway where that other door comes in. We're actually going to get a spin bike and set up as like our home workout area. Then we have a guest bedroom, also has a view complete with direct TV, really comfortable bed, closet space, and if my friend Sarah can ever get back in Peru, this is hers. Okay, headed further down the hallway, we have another bathroom in here. So just a standard shower, bathroom situation. We have the second bedroom here. We have a twin size bed, ironing board. We're actually going to either get rid of this bed or move it, set up desks in here and get lighting. And this is going to be our office and filming room. And then down in here, pardon the mess, is the master bedroom. So bed, view out the windows. We have a TV. And then the ensuite. Oh, pretty standard. And closets. So that is it. Okay, it is right around 1 o'clock. I've finished all of my teaching for today, and I am finished my Spanish lesson. I'm taking Spanish lessons online. I see a lot of questions. I'm totally going to address all of those. I'm going to work out before I lose the motivation. In my financial breakdown, I did write quarantine edition. I will go over how that changes when we are not in quarantine, how things are can be financially shared. Obviously, you see I have 3 bedrooms, but currently I'm sort of kind of living alone, and I'll explain a little bit about that. But I did do a grocery run yesterday, and so I will go ahead and post right now my grocery run, what that looks like currently in Peru under the current quarantine and the regulations that they have surrounding that. So enjoy. Okay, I am headed out to make a grocery run. Now, since the quarantine has started here in Peru, I've been spacing my grocery runs out to be once every 2 weeks to avoid crowding, to avoid the public. I just want to make sure I am protecting myself as much as possible, since I've never been sick in Peru, so I don't really know what the protocols would be. Now, the grocery store I go to opens at 8 a.m. It's about 7:45. It's a 10-minute walk down the street. I like to get up, get it done with early. If you get there about 10, you can expect to wait a minimum of about an hour to get inside. It's also going to be much more crowded. So I'm going to head on down there and take you with me. Got my mask, which is now required by law in Peru. Got my bags, and let's take a trip to the grocery. Okay, this is the street I live off of, and you can see there's a lot of stores open selling produce, beer, soda. Even down here, we have a man selling chicken out of his car. And these are the stores I will come to midweek to get fresh produce. And then anytime we want a treat like a candy bar or a Coke or beer, that's where we tend to buy that type of stuff. Okay, I am going to go ahead and try to tackle these questions one at a time. So, advice for ITA students. I have 3 pieces of advice to share. So, first thing, Given the current situation and the uncertainty of everything is happening in the world, I would say the first thing to remember is that this is not a graduate with your certificate, get hired for a job, quit your full-time job that you have currently, and be guaranteed to pay your bills. This can be a long game, especially in the current situation. Number two, try everything. I originally taught, I have taught with Palfish, I've taught with VIP Kid, I now teach with Wales, I taught at an institute, and now I also have private students. I had to find what works best for me. And the third thing is to remember is that especially if you're teaching online, you are your own business. You need to have an entrepreneurial mindset to sell yourself and make things work to make the income. Yes, great question. I did the in-person class at the ITA Partner School here in Arequipa in June of 2019. Clearly I loved it because a year later I'm still here. I believe they are, but given the current situation, things are changing in the world minute by minute. But go ahead and send me a message here, and if you have any questions, I will totally help you out and answer them to the best that I can or point you. Okay, like I said earlier, I have a little bit of a different setup with Wales than most traditional teachers. I started teaching with them in January, and the end of March, I went on a 1-year contract as an on-call teacher. What an on-call teacher does is, so I'm very fortunate in the fact that my boyfriend is from Arequipa and he is also an English teacher. And so he has taught me the tips and the tricks of finding private students. And basically there's a website called OLX where I posted an ad and that's where I got them. So essentially I have a commitment of Tuesdays through Sundays of being available from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, which is what Peru is on. Some of those slots are booked with students I previously had classes with. Others of those slots are booked with trial classes. And then I have open slots that are booked with last-minute cancellations by other teachers to fill in as a substitute. This contract guarantees me that I am paid $15 an hour for every hour that I am available, which equals to be right over $1,000 a month. If I never teach a class the entire month, I am guaranteed to make that $1,000 cash. Every class I do teach, whether it's a last-minute substitution, a scheduled substitution, or my own, I receive a bonus. I've been pretty full, so I end up making about $1,500 a month for those 18 hours a week. Okay, for time off, I am allowed every 6 months 1 long-term leave of up to 7 days, 2 short-term leaves up to 2 or 3 days, I can't remember. And I try to always request time off at least 7 days in advance because I think that's fair notice. So this is the 4th or 5th place I've lived in Peru, and I've paid everywhere in rent from about $250 for a private room with shared kitchen and living area to $750 for a modern apartment. So like I said, when I came to Peru 11 months ago, I was taking the TEFL class through the partner school, ITA's partner school. They helped me find my original housing. From there, I was able to find a shared living situation, which was fairly cheap. This allowed me to learn the city, determine how long I wanted to be here, what my income was, and then from there, I was able to kind of narrow down what part of the city I wanted to live in and what I could afford. Everything since then I have found on Airbnb, and I am a really solid negotiator, so I've negotiated my prices on every apartment I've had. This apartment normally rents for a full month on Airbnb for about $900. Due to the fact that travel to Peru has been put on a stop for we don't know how long, and travel is probably not going to be at the rate it was, I was able to negotiate it down to $550 a month, including all of the utilities, saying I'll probably be here until May of next year. Thank you. I am doing great. I have had a great quarantine, as great as it can be. I love Arequipa. It is definitely my home. I'm happy to be here during this time, and the good days have outweighed the bad days, so I'm very fortunate in the fact that my boyfriend is from Arequipa, and he is also an English teacher, and so he has taught me the tips and the tricks of finding private students, and basically there's a website called OLX where I posted an ad, and that's where I got them. First off, Arequipa is amazing and we would love to have you. Like I said, I took the TEFL class at an ITA partner school and I was hired on directly from there to their English Institute. And that is how I found my job. It was pretty easy. Yes, for Wales, you do need a bachelor's degree. For the institute I taught at here in Arequipa, you do not need a bachelor's degree, just a TEFL certification and experience. There are a few other online platforms that do not require a degree. So we found this apartment on Airbnb. I believe it's my third apartment I've found here in Arequipa on Airbnb, and we negotiated. I've negotiated all of my Airbnb apartments, and I have friends that work at the institute here that have also negotiated their apartments. So Arequipa is actually a high desert, so from March until December, it's dry season. It's sunny and 70 to 75 every day. December to the end of February, it's a little chilly and it rains a lot. So, yeah. So I've been a freelancer for many years, so automatically any deposit I get in my account, I automatically take 30% out and put it in a separate savings. But because of my time spent abroad, I will be able to claim an exemption and probably will not have to file taxes. So for me personally, it's not intimidating. About 10 years ago, I lived in northern Iraq for about 3 years, teaching English and doing humanitarian work. So seeing the military is quite normal, and this is actually really nothing compared to what I'm used to or have experienced. So yes, that is for the entire apartment. As I said, I did negotiate the rate. Also, typically I do split things with my boyfriend, but because he is currently quarantining with his family here in Peru, and Peruvians are going through an economic hardship, I am currently paying the entire rate myself. As I said, I taught at an institute here, and there are quite a few expat teachers from the UK, South Africa, Australia, and the United States. They also have local Peruvian teachers, so I've been able to create quite a community of both expat teachers and then also locals. If you like any type of outdoor activity, Peru is the place for you, from beaches to mountains and everything in between. I really love going to the beach. My boyfriend and I go a lot in January and February, which is summer here. Super affordable to go for a whole week. So I actually have a bachelor's degree in business finance and a master's degree in chemistry. But you guys, I graduated from university in 2004. It's been a while. I've done so many things since then. Okay, for Wales, I applied, submitted a resume. 2 days later, I did a mock class. The next day I found out I got hired, sent in my stuff. About 2 weeks later, I did 2 trainings, and then I was teaching, and that's that. So I've had a couple questions about my private students. So I did teach at an institute here, so I have a lot of relationships with former students. And then on top of that, I posted the ad on OLX. All of my private students, before quarantine, I was meeting them in person, doing one-on-one lessons. And now we have moved those lessons online to Zoom because of the quarantine situation. So they're all local students. Well, you guys, it has been quite a day. I've enjoyed interacting with all of you and taking your questions about teaching online, living in Peru, negotiating on Airbnb, and all of the above. If you have any further questions about my experience with getting my TEFL certificate and moving from a corporate job to living overseas and making a living where I am saving quite a bit of money monthly and still dictating my own schedule, go ahead and follow me. I'll put it down here. Shoot me a message. Maybe if there's a few of you, I'll do some Q&As over there over the week. But I would love to connect with you and help you out in any way that I can as you kind of navigate this crazy adventure of designing your life and being able to teach English to children and adults around the world, either from your home or while traveling. So thank you. An amazing day. You are such an awesome community. Please connect with me. I love to share adventure stories, perhaps cross paths with you, any of that. But thank you for making me feel so welcome over here. And stay safe, everyone. And hopefully we will all be out there traveling soon. And like I said, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.